89.5 FM KZCT Ozcat Radio, Old School 101 here on your Thursday afternoon. And I got two very special guests this afternoon. I got the one, the only, the sister of Sly. I got Vet Stone in the building. How you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
And I also have Skyler Jett of the Commodores and ex-member of Sly and the Family Stone. Very, very glad to have you this afternoon, man.
I'm surprised at how good we look on the radio. Amazing.
Now, so ladies and gentlemen, for people that don't know, Vet Stone is the little sister of Sly and the Family Stone, the author of the brand new book, also that was co-written by Skyler Jett. It's called Blood is Thicker Than the Mud, First Family of Funk from the Inside Out. Now, we gotta welcome you to listen to this really great story. And the thing that I really find most interesting about this book is most people really don't want to show you what is going on behind closed doors. This book is actually about what is happening behind closed doors. And so, Vet Stone, I would like to start off by talking about the very first chapter, where you guys got your sound from, how it all started.
Well, I'd have to say it started in the church for us. Well, no, not the church. It started in our living room. The church was a plus.
Yeah.
It was a plus. It was a direction for us.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And now I know in the first chapter you really talk about how you guys grew up in church, mm-hmm. how your household was fairly strict.
Oh yeah.
And you did have a whole lot of rules, mm-hmm. but your church is where a lot of the sound started, right?
Yes.
Where did that Sly and the Family Stone sound come from?
Well, my dad, he was rapping then. And he was playing a washboard in the cotton fields.
Wow.
So he began rapping when we were born. So we've heard the rapping all our lives. And my mom, she would tune the piano. She didn't read any music, but she knew how to tune the piano and the guitar. So it was just all around us type of thing. And then what put the icing on the cake was when they took us to church. And we had to be in choir rehearsal. But we had to be in almost everything that was given in church. We had to be there.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of the music, and that's where we just flourished.
Absolutely.
Was with the music.
Absolutely.
And it just happened. It was from our kitchen to the dining room to the church, back to the kitchen, dining room, and the church.
It sounds to me like you really didn't have a whole lot of time for other stuff because you really spent a whole lot of time in church. And I know when I went to church when I was younger, we used to start about 8 o'clock in the morning, mm-hmm. and it didn't get out until maybe 8 or 10 o'clock at night. You had breakfast there, you had lunch there.
There you go. That's what we did.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
And so you couldn't stay the night over any of your friend's house, anything like that.
No, but now the only reason we didn't is my dad and my mom were very strict about that.
That's right.
They were very strict about that. It wasn't like it is today.
Mm.
And however, we had a lot of friends stay over with us.
Okay.
We had a lot of the friends with the neighbors.
Yeah.
For instance, when it's time to eat, it wasn't uncommon to see the whole dining room table just full of neighborhood children. All the time, any day of the week.
It was definitely a family affair.
Yes. It wasn't so uncommon. So we thought every house in the neighborhood was doing that, though. We didn't know that we were doing something kind of different.
Yeah.
We thought every home was like that. We had every nationality you think of it. Just, they were all over the place in the house, sitting there eating every day. And when Mom would cook, everybody would smell it and come in and sit down and get ready to eat.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, a little bit later on in chapter 1, you talk about when you were 16 years old, you got pregnant. Mm-hmm. And you kind of went through a few different things at that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I did get pregnant. And around 17 years old, when I went into labor, I fell in the hospital.
Yes.
I was trying to find a comfortable position, and I fell and hit my head.
Yeah.
When I hit my head, I didn't know it at the time, but I cracked my skull, and I was hemorrhaging on the brain. Well, during that same ordeal, I went into labor, and I started giving birth to identical twins. So after I gave birth to the twins, I went into convulsions. The convulsions lasted for 3 days, nonstop. I had to learn to read, write, speak, all of that all over again at the age of 17.
Wow, wow. And you know what? I didn't really read far enough into that chapter to really find out that it had went that far.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And now they didn't want to believe you though, right?
Right. They said, no, be still, you're just in labor. They thought I was just being difficult.
You was laying up, you was in labor, you was having a baby, holding your head, and your head was busted open.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And this really happened.
And I mean, talk about a strong black woman.
You do what you gotta do.
You do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking with Vet Stone of Sly and the Family Stone, and we are going over her brand new book. And the name of the book?
Blood is thicker than mud.
Okay, see, because I didn't want to mess it up again. So I'm gonna let you say it.
Okay.
Okay, and so, but you did end up having twins though, right?
I sure did.
And so you got blessed with that.
Yes, I did.
Yes. And so now let's go on to a little bit later in the book on chapter 2. You guys actually had a musical group that you had formed from your family, which was called Heavenly Tones, right?
Yes.
And so kind of explain to me a little bit about Heavenly Tones and then that whole transition from the Heavenly Tones into Sly and the Family Stone.
Okay, I was like, right after the twins were born, a friend of mine that I had grown up in church with introduced me to Tremaine Hawkins and a couple of more girls that were singing with her. She introduced me, and she brought them over, and they came in, and they introduced me, and we just all started laughing. To this day, we don't know why we were laughing, but we were silly teenagers, we were laughing.
Yeah.
And we started doing some humming in the dining room just to kind of get the feel of each other. And we were making a harmony and the whole bit. And from that, we recorded a album. We called them albums then. We recorded
and it was on vinyl or it was probably on like it was on 8-track.
Yeah.
Reel to reel back.
Yeah. So we recorded an album, and it was wonderful. It really was. James Cleveland at that time was mentoring us. Shirley Caesar.
Wow.
A lot of the older seasoned gospel artists.
Huge gospel.
They loved us because we were so young, yet we were so powerful. So once Sly noticed that we were doing songs, gospel songs, he needed vocals for his background. And he just said, Vet, come down here and do these vocals. And so I just said, okay, I'm going to bring the group with me. He said, oh, good. And that was it. The rest is history.
And that was it.
That was it. The rest is history. From that point on, I think almost everything he recorded, we did the vocals, the background vocals, Little Sister.
Wow. And now, once he got you in the studio, though, he really noticed you guys.
Yeah.
You guys definitely had your own sound.
Yes.
And so he actually had you guys record separate, right?
Yes, he sure did.
Wow. And
well, I had done a lot of his previous work.
Okay.
And we were in the studio, kind of like we're sitting around now. And I said to him, you know what, Sil? I called him Sil. I said, Sil, I want to do my own hit. I'm tired of doing yours.
I'm tired of making you rich. It's my time.
Yeah, and he said, okay, just like that. He said, okay.
Wow.
And that's when he wrote, Somebody's Watching You, and I'm the one, you're the one. And
some of those early songs, though, you had a big influence on, right? Now, there's a couple songs I know Skyler was telling me about. One is Sunshine in the Summertime, I believe.
Hot Fun in the Summertime.
Hot Fun in the Summertime. Now, how'd that song come about?
Now, I can't tell you how it came about, but I just remember it being just, yeah.
Oh yeah, we still love it.
Yeah.
We still
It
love
never
that
gets
song.
old.
It doesn't. You know what? Sly and the Family Stone music, it's very timeless, and because it's such a unique sound, you can play it. Any generation can play it. When I was 12 years old, I loved it. When I was 22, I loved it. 32, I loved it. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am now, but I still love Sly, and it's definitely a unique sound. Now we want to get right into chapter 3, but we're gonna take just a small break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking with Vet Stone of Sly and the Family Stone and Skyler Jett. They definitely both in the building. We'll be right back, and we're gonna be going over her brand new book, Blood is Thicker Than the Mud.